So I'm Ty Leverty. I'm an associate professor of risk management and insurance at the Wisconsin School of Business, and I'll be talking to you about enterprise risk management. The traditional approach of risk management was to manage risks in isolation or in silos. So a division would look at, a business segment head would look at the risks in their division and go out and buy the appropriate risk management, whether that's an insurance product or a derivative or whatever it is, okay? So for example, suppose this division is exposed to the appreciation of the dollar relative to the pound, they'd go out and buy the appropriate derivative product to manage that risk. Now, what's potentially problematic about that is, suppose there's a second division, Division 2, that's exposed to depreciations in the dollar relative to the pound. And the magnitude of that exposure is directly offsets Division 1. They both went out and bought costly risk management, then this would be a waste of money because these are natural hedges. The exposure that Division 1 has relative to the pound is exactly offset by the exposure of Division 2, and so it wouldn't make sense to buy too much risk management. In our research project, we want to look at how enterprise risk management creates value. Now, that's been looked at in another number of other research projects that have been conducted, but what we're going to do differently and push it beyond what has been done in the past is we're going to look at the exact initiatives and techniques and practices that companies use to implement risk management to see which ones actually provide the most value enhancements. And what we're going to look at is the cash flow implications of these different initiatives, okay? And what enables us to do this is the use of a survey from Tillinghast Towers Perrin. And so we take this information and combine it with financial data from life and property casualty insurance companies. The reason why we focus on insurance companies is for two reasons. One, we have the survey. Two, it happens to be an industry that focuses on risk management. It is at the forefront of risk management and thereby enterprise risk management. And so they actually are further along in terms of the maturity of their enterprise risk management programs. So what do we find? We find that certain risk management initiatives are better than others. And some of them are quite intuitive. For example, having a dedicated risk manager adds value to companies. And that dedicated risk manager can be either in the form of a chief risk officer, so one person that's responsible for managing the risks of a whole entire enterprise, or by having a cross-functional risk committee. The second finding that we observe is that reporting responsibilities matter. So having the chief risk officer or the cross-functional risk management committee report to the C-suite or report to the board of directors increases value for firms. And the third initiative that adds value for enterprise risk management is incorporating risk into incentive-based compensation. And the idea here is quite simple, that if you want everybody in the enterprise, in the organization, to care about risk, make it hurt for them, right? So in the sense that if they take on too much risk, you're going to dock their pay in some sense. Or if they take the wrong sets of risks, it's going to impact their pocketbook. So what does this mean for businesses? Well, what we now have are the practical tools for implementing enterprise risk management in firms, and we know which one of these tools works well.